Hello, I'm Gino. Welcome to Dazzle TV. Today we're here at the Resto Bar. It's 6 a.m. in the morning. Just finished my cup of coffee. So I'm just trying to enjoy the view here at Sambiray Beach in Malay, Aklan, Philippines. And Dazzle, she's actually awake already and she's getting ready because today we're gonna head to Cebu this morning. This is our trip to Cebu, and our final destination is actually Bohol, but this morning we're gonna travel to Cebu from Aklan. Our flight is at 10 a.m. so we're just getting ready, and then we'll head to the airport and see how it goes. Just another adventure for Dazzle and I. And here we are at the Sambiray Beach, real quiet on the beach early this morning. Last night was a busy night. It was Friday night, so they were up until our resto bar was open until about 2 a.m. This morning I just wanted to Dazzle and we got into a discussion yesterday, and I just wanted to give some tips or pointers regarding if you're dating or a Filipina here in the Philippines. This might be you might already know some of these things, but these are just observations for me, you know, my 11 years in the Philippines. Maybe this will help you out. When I first dated Dazzle, you know, we were in college at STI College Calibo. We started dating, and then we finally, you know, we were boyfriend and girlfriend. We became boyfriend and girlfriend. I didn't even know about this thing called monthsary. That was a new term for me. I've never heard of a monthsary in my entire life. And what monthsary is basically is, I guess, when you become boyfriend and girlfriend here in the Philippines, you celebrate the day, you commemorate that. You pick a day where basically Dazzle said, hey, we're steady now, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. And our day was the 15th of every month. So that's been kind of like our lucky number. That's like 15, we put that as that's our number. So monthsary, basically here, if you're dating a Filipina, on the 15th of every month, they expect you to like do something special. And you don't want to miss that date, like especially the very first month of the monthsary. Like that would be not a good way to start I guess a relationship if you miss that first month of monthsary, because then you're gonna suffer what's called a tampo. Then if you forget that monthsary, you're gonna suffer what's called a tampo. Tampo is spelled T-A-M-P-O. And tampo, for the people that have dated or are married to Filipinas, they know all about tampo. Tampo is basically, all of a sudden, without you doing anything, you're gonna get the look like you did something wrong. And there's really nothing much you could do when a Filipina gets that tampo. Like, I've learned to just not say much, and hopefully it dissipates, or hopefully it goes away in time. So that monthsary, you really don't want to forget that monthsary. And then what that monthsary is basically you have to celebrate that every month. And for Dazzle and I, we've celebrated our monthsary every month for like the last 10 years. We just make a special, you know, I just plan something like on the morning, I make a note. I always like greet her happy monthsary in the morning, and then we plan a lunch or a dinner that day. You know, we go out to eat most of the time, or we go to the beach, have a picnic on the beach. So very important that you don't forget that monthsary. Another thing that surprised me when I first got here in 2011 is Filipinas here in the Philippines, they don't like to get dark. It's opposite of, like, I came from, when I moved to the United States, I was in California. I was a beach person in California. I went to high school in Long Beach, always in the beach. And the Filipinas that I know in California, they like to get tan. They like to get dark. They lay out in the sun. That is opposite of what is here in the Philippines. Here in the Philippines, Filipinas do not like to get dark. They're not gonna lay out, very few. I'm not gonna say all of them, because there are, maybe they're westernized, so they're okay with getting dark. But majority of Filipinas here in the Philippines, they don't want to be out in the sun. As a matter of fact, they spend a lot of money to whiten their skin. There's a lot of products here in the Philippines. It's almost impossible to buy lotion here in the Philippines that doesn't have a whitening agent. Everything is about getting lighter skin here in the Philippines. They actually even spend money on pills. They got these glutathione pills that you take so you can lighten your skin. Injections, just a whole industry, a big industry in here in the Philippines as far as whitening the skin. And I think a lot of that comes from here in the Philippines. When they're younger, if you're darker skinned here in the Philippines, you get teased a lot in school. Like and it's here in the Philippines, there's really not a lot of political correctness here. In school here, kids are mean. I guess it's like that. Kids are mean everywhere you go. But here, it gets pretty brutal, and so they carry that if they're dark, they're less if they're darker skin. So that's why I think that's what it comes from being bullied while they were little, getting bullied. So they carry that towards adulthood. So they prefer not to get dark. So that's why when you go to the beach here during the day, you're not gonna see a lot of Filipinas laying out in the sun. That's just not a common. Another thing that will surprise you with Filipinas here in the Philippines is a lot of them don't know how to swim. A friend of mine from Hawaii noticed that because he comes here to the Philippines, visits me, and we hang out. And he always tells me how he'd invite, people he meet, that he wants to go out swimming with them, and they don't know how to swim. And that's the first thing they'll tell him. It's like, I don't know how to swim. And which is surprising because we got 7,000 islands here in the Philippines. Everywhere you go, there's a beach, but there are a lot of Filipinas that don't know how to swim. Luckily, Dazzle, she grew up here in Aklan, here in Malay, close to the ocean, and she learned to swim when she was little, and she loves swimming. So that's one activity that we both really enjoy doing. We're always going out swimming. My thinking there may be because a lot of Filipinas grow in the big cities here like Manila or Cebu, where they don't, again, they don't want to get dark for one, and then there's not many opportunities for them to learn swimming because on the cities, the beaches aren't, for me, they're not really swimmable because they tend to be not clean when the beaches close to the big cities, because all the sewer just goes into the ocean in the big cities. So that was just surprising to me too, how many people, and it's not just the Filipinas. I know a lot of guys that don't know how to swim, which is weird because you got all this water in the Philippines, and you would think, as a parent, that would be a big priority for you raising kids, is making sure that your kids know how to swim, because it's hard to go anywhere in the Philippines where there's no water. But it is what it is. It's like it's just my observations. I'm not siding either way in any of my comments here. It's like it's like I've learned to just roll with the punches here in the Philippines. Just accept how things are done here, and move on from there. You know, it's like it's just easier that way. The last thing, you know, with Filipinas, that a tip for me, you know, and this is like, maybe because this is just Dazzle. I know when Dazzle's not in the mood, she's like, you know, not, you know, she's not her normal perky self, or, you know, maybe she got a little bit of tampo or anything, you know. If I, you know, I can sense that, because, you know, Dazzle and I, we're like together 24/7, so I can sense when there's something that's not quite right. The solution is always food. Food is life in the Philippines. It doesn't matter if like we just ate lunch, it doesn't matter. All I have to tell Dazzle, hey babe, why don't we go merienda this afternoon? What kind of merienda do you want? And merienda is like an afternoon snack. It's like that after lunch, about noon lunch, and dinner. We normally eat our dinner 6 p.m. So about 3 p.m. in the afternoon is merienda. It's a snack. But here in the Philippines, what they considered a snack here, it could be like a good sized spaghetti, it could be a burger and fries. That's a snack here in the Philippines. It's not like in the US, when you say burger and fries, that's a meal. But here in the Philippines, at 3 p.m. in the afternoon, it's okay to eat a burger and fries, and then at 6 p.m. eat a full dinner. That's common here in the Philippines. And that usually perks up Dazzle. When I tell her, hey, let's go get merienda or that afternoon snack, you can immediately see the change in her face, like, you know, because she'll immediately start thinking, what can I eat for merienda? So that's why you see us on our videos, we're always like at 3 p.m. we're always going out on Bumblebee, our tricycle, and looking for an afternoon snack. So those are just tips, you know. It's like hope you learned something from this video, and hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Gino.
And I'm Dazzle.
We just started our channel, so if you enjoyed watching the video,
Please grow with us and hit the subscribe button and thumbs up.
and we are going to keep making videos of our life in Aklan province,
Philippines.